5 hidden dangers of apple cider vinegar no one tells you about. Apple cider vinegar has been praised as a miracle drink for weight loss, digestion, and blood sugar control. But it also comes with some hidden dangers that may seriously harm your body if not used correctly. The side effects of this seemingly harmless liquid go beyond just a sour taste. In this video, I will tell you 5 hidden dangers of apple cider vinegar no one tells you about and how they impact different parts of your body. Also, always consult a healthcare professional before making major changes to your diet, especially if you have underlying health conditions. Now, let's get started. Firstly, let's begin by discussing the dangers of apple cider vinegar you should be aware of. 1. Tooth enamel erosion. Your tooth enamel, the hard outer layer that keeps your teeth strong, isn't as indestructible as you might think. And apple cider vinegar, with its intense acidity, may be one of its biggest enemies if you're not careful. The damage starts the moment apple cider vinegar comes into contact with your teeth. The acetic acid in it is incredibly powerful. It's what gives vinegar its tangy bite. However, this acid not only affects taste, but also actively degrades the minerals in your enamel. Enamel is made mostly of hydroxyapatite, a mineral that's highly sensitive to acid exposure. When you drink something as acidic as apple cider vinegar, it weakens this structure, making your teeth more vulnerable to erosion. Over time, small bits of enamel dissolve, thinning out the protective layer. And here's the real problem. Unlike other tissues in your body, enamel doesn't regenerate. Once it's worn down, your teeth are permanently exposed, and that's when sensitivity kicks in. You start feeling pain when eating hot or cold foods, and even brushing may become uncomfortable. Furthermore, apple cider vinegar's low pH and inherent acidity are 2 more of its harmful ingredients. Your mouth has a delicate pH balance that helps protect your teeth, but when you introduce something as acidic as vinegar, it disrupts that balance almost instantly. A healthy mouth typically stays around a neutral pH of 7, but apple cider vinegar may bring it down to as low as 2 or 3. That sudden drop creates an environment where enamel starts dissolving faster than your saliva may neutralize it. The longer the acid lingers, the more damage it causes. If you sip on apple cider vinegar throughout the day or don't rinse your mouth afterward, you're giving the acid even more time to work against your teeth. Over weeks and months, this may lead to visible signs of erosion. Teeth may appear dull, more yellow, or even start developing small pits and rough edges. A study that was published in PubMed demonstrated that different kinds of vinegar may erode enamel. When exposed to vinegar for an extended period of time, researchers discovered that it caused a loss of up to 20% of the enamel on teeth. 2. Digestive issues. Many people swear by apple cider vinegar as a digestion booster, but what they don't realize is that it may just as easily throw your entire system off balance. The trouble starts with apple cider vinegar's strong acetic acid content. Your stomach naturally produces hydrochloric acid to break down food, but when you introduce additional acid from vinegar, it may disrupt this balance. Some people think adding more acid helps digestion, but that's not always the case. If your stomach already produces enough acid, drinking apple cider vinegar may tip the scales, triggering an overproduction of gastric juices. This excess acid may back up into the esophagus, leading to that painful burning sensation known as acid reflux. Over time, repeated exposure to acid may weaken the lower esophageal sphincter, the muscle that keeps stomach contents from rising up, making acid reflux a chronic issue instead of an occasional discomfort. Along with that, the naturally occurring fermentation byproducts of apple cider vinegar, which include substances like Acetobacter, are another component that makes it hard on the digestive system. These are formed during the fermentation process and contribute to the vinegar's cloudy appearance. While small amounts of fermentation byproducts might support gut health, too much may irritate the stomach lining, especially for those with sensitive digestive systems. When the lining of your stomach becomes inflamed, it may lead to gastritis, a condition that causes burning pain, nausea, and long-term damage if not addressed. If you're someone who already struggles with stomach sensitivity, taking apple cider vinegar regularly may turn mild irritation into chronic inflammation. One study found that patients with type 1 diabetes, who also had gastroparesis, experienced an influence from apple cider vinegar on the emptying of their stomachs. After 2 weeks of consuming apple cider vinegar, a crossover trial that utilized ultrasonography was conducted to measure changes. 3. Hypokalemia, low potassium levels. Potassium plays a critical role in keeping your muscles strong, your nerves firing properly, and your heartbeat steady. When it dips below normal, you may experience everything from muscle cramps and fatigue to dangerous heart rhythm disturbances. One of the biggest culprits behind this issue is apple cider vinegar's acetic acid content. While this acid gives the vinegar its health-promoting properties, it also has a diuretic effect, meaning it increases the amount of potassium flushed out of your system through urine. Your kidneys work constantly to maintain the right balance of minerals, but when you consume something that forces them to filter out more potassium than usual, they can't always compensate fast enough. Over time, this leads to a condition known as hypokalemia, or low potassium levels in the blood. The early signs are often subtle, like mild muscle weakness or occasional fatigue, but as potassium levels continue to drop, the symptoms may escalate to severe cramps, irregular heartbeats, and even muscle paralysis. In addition to that, apple cider vinegar adds to potassium loss by altering blood pH levels. Your body needs to maintain a very specific pH balance, and when too much acid is introduced, it has to find a way to neutralize it. One of the body's natural responses is to pull alkaline minerals like potassium from the bloodstream and tissues to counteract the acidity. The more frequently you drink apple cider vinegar, especially in high doses, the more your body is forced to use up its potassium reserves just to restore balance. This constant depletion may leave you feeling drained, lightheaded, or even struggling with muscle coordination. Research has reported that a participant who had been consuming 8 ounces of apple cider vinegar that had been diluted in water on a daily basis for a period of 6 years had low potassium levels and other abnormalities in their blood chemistry. 4. Low bone density. Your bones rely on a delicate balance of minerals, especially calcium, to stay strong and resilient. When that balance is disrupted, they become weaker, more fragile, and prone to fractures. The main reason apple cider vinegar may contribute to bone loss is its acetic acid content. While acetic acid is often praised for its potential benefits, it may also interfere with calcium absorption in the body. Calcium is the most essential mineral for maintaining strong bones, but when high levels of acid enter the bloodstream, the body works to neutralize it. One way it does this is by pulling calcium from the bones, using it as a buffer to restore pH balance. The more frequently this happens, the more calcium gets depleted, leaving bones weaker over time. Apart from that, the effect on potassium levels is another subtle manner in which apple cider vinegar influences bone health. Potassium plays a crucial role in keeping bones strong by reducing calcium loss through urine. But since apple cider vinegar has been shown to lower potassium levels in some individuals, it may indirectly contribute to even more calcium depletion. When potassium levels drop, the body struggles to retain enough calcium, leading to increased excretion of this vital mineral. Over time, this weakens bone density, making bones more porous and fragile. According to Science Direct, diets that are low in potassium cause an increase in the removal of calcium from the urinary tract, which in turn raises the risk of developing osteoporosis. 5. Blood sugar imbalance. Blood sugar levels are tightly regulated by your body to keep energy levels steady and prevent dangerous highs and lows. When that delicate balance is disrupted, it may lead to fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and, in extreme cases, even life-threatening complications. If you're using apple cider vinegar, it may slow down gastric emptying, which means food stays in your stomach longer before moving into the intestines where glucose is absorbed. While this may sound like a good thing for preventing blood sugar spikes, it may actually backfire. When digestion is delayed too much, the body struggles to regulate glucose release efficiently, leading to unpredictable blood sugar levels. Instead of keeping things steady, it may cause sudden dips, leaving you feeling lightheaded, shaky, or even disoriented. Additionally, one of the lesser-known ways that apple cider vinegar affects blood sugar levels is by influencing insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the hormone responsible for moving glucose from your bloodstream into your cells, where it may be used for energy. While some studies suggest that apple cider vinegar may improve insulin function in certain cases, it doesn't work the same way for everyone. In some individuals, it may interfere with the body's natural insulin regulation, making glucose control more unpredictable. If your insulin levels are already being managed by diet, medication, or other means, adding apple cider vinegar without adjusting for its impact could cause unexpected fluctuations in your blood sugar. Instead of stabilizing glucose, it might make it harder to maintain consistent energy levels throughout the day. According to the Journal of Diabetes Research, vinegar improved glucose metabolism in type 2 diabetes patients by increasing the amount of glucose that was taken up by the muscles and lowering postprandial blood sugar, insulin, and triglyceride levels. Consequently, this suggests that vinegar may improve the action of insulin in skeletal muscle. Now that we have discussed the problems of apple cider vinegar for certain individuals, let's talk about the wonderful health benefits of apple cider vinegar. 1. Supports respiratory health. Breathing should feel effortless, but for many people, congestion, sinus pressure, and throat irritation make it anything but. Whether it's seasonal allergies, lingering mucus, or a mild respiratory irritation, apple cider vinegar might offer unexpected relief. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar is one of the main ingredients that makes it a good remedy for respiratory problems. This compound gives vinegar its signature tang, but it also plays a crucial role in thinning out mucus. When thick mucus lingers in the airways, it may trap irritants, bacteria, and allergens, making it harder to breathe. Acetic acid helps break down these stubborn secretions, allowing them to drain more easily from the sinuses and throat. This may be especially helpful for those dealing with post-nasal drip or congestion that doesn't seem to go away. This respiratory benefit is further enhanced by the natural probiotic content of apple cider vinegar. When the microbiome is out of balance, bad bacteria may multiply, leading to throat irritation, mild infections, and a higher chance of mucus buildup. Apple cider vinegar creates a more favorable environment for beneficial microbes, which may help reduce inflammation and prevent excessive mucus production. This may be particularly useful for people who frequently experience throat discomfort or mild respiratory irritation caused by environmental allergens or pollutants. A study on chronic rhinosinusitis found that apple cider vinegar greatly improved symptoms and sinus outcomes compared to a control group, according to the journal Medical Science. Because ACV is cheap, easy to get, and does not take much time to use, it may be a good addition to other treatments for rhinosinusitis. 2. Balances skin pH levels. Healthy skin has a slightly acidic pH, typically around 4.5 to 5.5, which helps keep moisture locked in while preventing harmful bacteria from overgrowing. However, many skincare products, soaps, and even tap water have a higher, more alkaline pH, which may weaken this protective barrier. When the skin becomes too alkaline, it struggles to retain hydration, leading to dryness and increased sensitivity. Acetic acid helps restore this delicate balance by lowering the skin's pH back to its natural level, reinforcing the protective barrier and reducing irritation. This process allows the skin to better defend itself against environmental stresses, keeping it soft, smooth, and more resistant to breakouts. Moreover, the beneficial effects of apple cider vinegar are enhanced by the presence of natural alpha-hydroxy acids. These gentle exfoliating compounds help remove dead skin cells that may clog pores and disrupt the skin's natural renewal process. When dead skin builds up on the surface, it not only makes the complexion look dull, but also prevents moisture from properly absorbing. AHAs in apple cider vinegar encourage cell turnover, revealing fresher, healthier skin underneath. At the same time, they promote a balanced pH by preventing excessive oil production, which is often triggered when the skin's acidity is off. By helping the skin shed old cells and maintain the right pH, apple cider vinegar supports a clearer, brighter, and more even complexion. A study published on PubMed found that vinegar's antioxidant and antimicrobial qualities make it useful for wound care and the treatment of bacterial and fungal infections. It may also be useful for pregnant women dealing with pruritus or stretch marks. 3. Enhances nutrient absorption. Beyond its well-known uses, it has a unique ability to enhance the absorption of essential minerals like calcium, iron, and magnesium. The acetic acid content of apple cider vinegar boosts nutrient absorption so effectively. This natural compound plays a key role in digestion by stimulating the production of stomach acid. Many people struggle with low stomach acid without even realizing it, which may lead to poor breakdown of food and reduced absorption of key minerals. Calcium and magnesium, for example, require an acidic environment to be properly extracted from food and absorbed into the bloodstream. When stomach acid levels are too low, these minerals pass through the digestive system without being fully utilized. Acetic acid helps by increasing gastric acidity, ensuring that essential nutrients are broken down efficiently and absorbed more effectively, leading to better bone health, muscle function, and overall vitality. An additional manner in which apple cider vinegar aids in the absorption of nutrients is by promoting the uptake of iron. Iron is essential for energy production and oxygen transport in the blood, but many people struggle to get enough of it, especially from plant-based sources. The challenge with iron absorption is that non-heme iron, which comes from plants, is harder for the body to process compared to heme iron from animal sources. Apple cider vinegar helps by converting non-heme iron into a more absorbable form, thanks to its acidic nature. This allows the body to take in more iron from foods like spinach, beans, and lentils, reducing the risk of deficiencies and improving energy levels. ResearchGate says that apple cider vinegar may help people with diabetes by lowering their fasting glucose, LDL cholesterol, and triglycerides, and raising their HDL cholesterol. It is full of nutrients and may help with heart health, weight loss, and blood sugar control if eaten regularly before meals. 4. Aids in detoxification. Your body is constantly working to remove toxins, but with modern diets and environmental exposure, that process may sometimes need extra support. Apple cider vinegar effectively helps in detoxification through its rich content of beneficial enzymes and organic acids, particularly malic acid. This naturally occurring compound helps break down and remove harmful toxins that may build up in cells, reducing oxidative stress and supporting cellular repair. Malic acid also plays a role in binding to heavy metals, helping the body safely eliminate them before they accumulate to harmful levels. When toxic elements linger in the body, they may lead to fatigue, brain fog, and even long-term health issues. By assisting in their removal, apple cider vinegar helps maintain a cleaner internal environment, allowing the body to function more efficiently. One study reported that rainbow trout with fatty liver disease showed improvements in liver enzyme levels and fat reduction when treated with apple cider vinegar. There may be advantages to using apple cider vinegar in aquaculture and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease treatments, as it had a beneficial impact on liver health at concentrations as high as 2%. Apple cider vinegar may offer you and me some great health benefits, but its risks are too serious to ignore. If you're drinking it regularly, you might not realize how it could be quietly damaging your body. That's why it's so important for you and me to use it the right way, diluting it properly and never overdoing it. If you have any pre-existing health conditions or take medications, make sure to check with your doctor before making apple cider vinegar a part of your daily routine. Your health should always come first. Now that we have discussed the many health problems that may require you to avoid apple cider vinegar, let's talk about some other topics of interest. Interested in knowing more about health secrets? Watch 9 superfoods to naturally boost your immune system and never get sick. You may also try our video on 10 top superfoods to increase blood flow and circulation. Go ahead, click one. Or, better yet, watch both and learn more about your body. How frequently do you use apple cider vinegar? Let us know in the comments below.